if you are a person who you just have this light about you, you just have this great personality, and people just are drawn to you just for simply existing, someone will be jealous of that. You're gonna forgive me. I just came from going out and I was on my way home and I had the window down and my bun just went with wherever the wind blew it. So, hey y'all, it's Kiki. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about jealousy, one of the very uncomfortable emotions we deal with. The importance of learning to sit with those uncomfortable emotions like jealousy and fear and anxiety and things like that, anger and whatnot, and then using it as a learning tool, not as something to like shame yourself or just to feel bad about. Because I know for me, and I'm sure other people, when you hear terms like jealousy and you hear the word fear and anger, negative things are associated with it, or we basically identify those as negative emotions. But I like to call them uncomfortable emotions, not necessarily not necessarily negative emotions, but I like to call them uncomfortable emotions because I feel like any and everything can be like used as a learning tool or a lesson. When it comes to jealousy, I've heard and I've realized that jealousy is genuinely just a form of admiration. But if it's not addressed immediately, and if it's not worked through, it can grow into something like envy and hatred and things like that. And everybody feels jealousy. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not gonna say that every single person is jealous, but I want to say that having a feeling of jealousy is a normal emotion. Everybody feels it. And at some point in their life, whether you were a kid and you saw somebody with cooler shoes, or they had the brand new video game and you really wanted it and you felt a sense of jealousy. Maybe you were 5 years old, maybe you're 55 years old. Regardless, I feel like everybody feels some sense of jealousy at some point in their life. But I've learned to use that jealousy to really ask myself, when I do feel myself feeling jealous of someone, then I like to ask myself, like, why? Like, what is the root of that thing? And I think all in all, jealousy just shows us where we want to be, or something that we would like to attain, something that we would like to have, or like a quality we would like to embody. Let's say you want to be a business owner and you go on social media and you see somebody else with a business and it seems like they business is booming, they got orders like crazy, everybody is like, in their comments, rooting for them and things like that. And you just started a business and you don't have the same traffic, you don't get the same amount of comments or the same amount of orders, or if any orders. And sometimes when you see someone somewhere that you want to be, you ask yourself, like, why not me? Like why can't that be me? Some people look at it as if, when will that be me? You know what I'm saying? But I learned to look at things like that in the sense of, if, like, this is just the universe showing me that it can be me too. I'm not going to look at it like, I need to hurry up and hit the ground running so that I can be where they are or surpass this person. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, because if they can do it, then I can do it too. I feel like there's really no need to just allow, or I feel like it's important to not allow jealousy to just take you over completely, because I feel like we're all just like mirroring each other, like we're all just reflections of each other. So I feel like the thing that you see in somebody else that you admire like crazy, that you're so like jealous of, you have as well. You just maybe have not, did what you needed to do to strengthen it, or you haven't really taken the time out to really practice at that thing, or really like hone in on it to make sure that it gets to the greatest degree. I saw a TikTok and I want to pull it up. So when we think about these emotions, these uncomfortable emotions, so the first page says anger shows you where your boundaries are, jealousy shows you where you want to be, shame reveals the parts of you that needs healing and accepting, fear shows your greatest power is waiting to be released, regret invites you to forgive yourself, disappointment shows you where, I'm sorry, disappointment shows you where, wait, I'm sorry, disappointment shows you where you hold unspoken expectation. They use the wrong where, they use were. But anxiety reveals where you have an opportunity to build self-confidence and trust. Sadness indicates a need to grieve a loss. And yeah. And I don't see anything wrong. I'm gonna speak from personal experience because I want this to be as relatable as possible, and I don't really care like how deep we go. So anyways, a few years ago when I was about 21 or 22, I was going through my whole like spiritual journey and spiritual awakening, whatever we want to say. And so at that time I didn't have a job. I wasn't making any money. I think I was behind on like all my car note payments, and I could barely afford food. So I was just like, I was really, really feeling low about myself. And at that time, I was really like, I was watching YouTube. I'm still a YouTube watcher, of course. But I was watching YouTube, and I was watching one of my favorite content creators who I've been watching since I was in high school. And she had recently moved into a brand new apartment. It was a luxury apartment that was like a high rise in downtown of whatever city she was living in. And I found myself feeling a bit jealous of her. And so in that moment, I was like, wait, okay, why am I feeling this way? Because one thing about me, like when I do have those moments and I'm sitting up and I'm like, okay, I feel a sense of jealousy, I don't immediately go into attacking the person that I'm jealous of. I go back within myself and ask myself, why? What is it about this person that's making me feel this way? Like, what is it that they have? What is it that they embody? You know, what qualities do they have that's making me feel like inadequate or less than? What is it about them that is making me feel jealous? So as I was watching her, I remember thinking like, I want that to be me. That's why I'm feeling jealous. And yeah, I was having to look within myself to figure out why I was feeling this way about this person, because for the fact of the matter is I had been following them for a long time, and I like this person. Like, I support their content, and I really like the content that they put out. So why is it that I'm having this jealousy feeling toward them? And I feel like a lot of people deal with this. They just don't know how to address it, and they don't know how to confront it. The problem is not the person that you're jealous of. It's you. You're the problem. You need to look within. It's not necessary or helpful to just go into attack mode because you feel like this person has more than you or is better than you in some ways, form or fashion. It's that you yourself think you lack these things that this person has, when in reality you don't. Maybe in a material sense you're not there yet in the physical realm, I guess you could say, but whatever it is that they've done or whatever qualities that they have that help them to get to where they are and to get to somewhere that you would like to be, you have as well. But it's important to know that nobody is really better than anybody. So when I'm sitting up and I'm looking at this YouTuber and I'm like, oh my God, like they have this nice place, they have their dream car, they had just bought their dream car like a few months before. They have all these things they're really accomplishing their goals, and here I am with no job, no money, no food, hair ain't done, nails ain't done, feet ain't done. I'm feeling low. And now at my lowest moment, I'm literally looking at this person. And I could go down the route of, just talking about this person. But I just didn't want to do that because it's really not in me to do that. But I had to be honest with myself and realize that things like jealousy are natural emotions. Everybody feels them. But it's important that you redirect your mind or use that jealousy as some sort of learning, like a learning moment, so that you know that, hey, I'm not really hating this person. I don't really want exactly what this person has. This person just marks a certain spot in life that I would want to be. They just represent something that I would want to be, or they represent something that I would like to, I guess the word is embody myself. So when I look at her, she's a very ambitious girl. She works hard. She literally, has reached her goals and is still going. And at that time, like I said, I was feeling low. So I was feeling like I wasn't I was nowhere near that. But basically, you can literally reach the same heights as anybody else. There's really no need to be jealous. But when you do find yourself being jealous, it's important that you identify that and go within yourself instead of projecting onto other people. And I find that, especially nowadays with social media and these comments and everything, people's favorite thing to do is project onto people because they feel some sort of jealousy towards those people. I was watching a TikTok earlier, and this girl was talking about how she was basically speaking about how she made a YouTube video on her channel, and she was speaking about how she really wanted to start losing weight because she had just suffered like a miscarriage, and she gained weight, from being pregnant, and she gained more weight on top of after she, lost her children, and she wanted to get into losing weight because she just feels like that will help with her mental health. Well, somebody felt the need to get her comments and basically tell her like, oh, you don't need to lose weight in order to be healthy. You need to just love yourself. You need to work on you loving yourself. There's no need to lose weight. And the thing is, the girl never said that she didn't feel healthy, and she didn't say that she didn't love herself. She just said that she wanted to lose a couple pounds because she had been gaining weight, which nothing is wrong with that. But that person in the comment section took it as, oh, I need to project my own insecurities or my own feelings onto this person because I see that they are very determined to get themselves in a position that they really want to be in. And maybe I don't feel like I have the qualities, or maybe I just haven't done the things to put myself in a position that I really want to be in. So let me project onto this person. Jealousy is just really not, it's really not something that you really want to just have sitting around just lingering, because it can turn into something very, very ugly. I'm not going to sit here and say that that you're never going to feel that way or never going to encounter jealousy and never going to encounter jealousy from other people, but it's all about how you deal with it. It's all about mindset and how you look at things and how you deal with certain things. See, I also want to make it very clear that jealousy is not just a same gender thing, because I think people think that women, if women are ever jealous, it's always of women, and if men are ever jealous, it's always of men. It's not the case. Men can be jealous of women, and women can be jealous of men. It's not about, of course, it has nothing to do with gender. It's all about what the person has and what they think they lack. Or I guess seeing that person, or seeing themselves from a lack mindset. So when they see someone else who doesn't have the same mindset and doesn't function out of like scarcity, then they think, oh, mayday, we got a problem. Anywho, back to the topic at hand. I wanted to talk about jealousy because I found that it's been popping up a lot lately, and like I've been seeing a lot of like comments and just social media. Nobody's really talking about it, but it's very obvious to spot it, if you get what I'm saying. Especially like when somebody's talking about something and then someone else gets in the comment of their video, or they stitch their video, and they just start discussing something they ain't even discussed, and it's like, girl, they were not even talking about that. It's projection at its finest. It's really bad. I just feel like when it comes to jealousy in general, your mindset is important. So I feel like now when you feel that sense of jealousy, don't think that person is better than you. Just think, oh, it must be something I really, really love about this person. Like I must really admire their confidence or their work ethic or their creativity or their talents and things like that. And I think that's a perfect time for you to look within yourself and figure out, okay, if I'm admiring these things about these people, I gotta have them within myself. I don't think jealousy is just something that needs to linger, because when you take it a step further, jealous people have done some of the craziest things on the planet. If you're into like true crime and Snapped and things like that, a lot of situations where people lose their life, they lose their life to someone who was jealous of them, who wanted what they had, whether it be a man, a woman, some money, a house, something. They are jealous of that person and they want to try to take, or if I take it up a notch, some people are simply jealous of people because of who they are. It's not even anything that they can give to them. And I learned this from one of my favorite podcasters. Her name is Don't Call Me White Girl. But she talks about how some people will be jealous of you for things that you can't even give them. It's like they're not jealous of you because of your clothes or the amount of money you have, but it's simply just your personality and the light that you carry throughout the world and just who you are in general. And they cannot get that because you are you and nobody can ever be you. So they will go as far as trying to, do the the worst to get you out of here. But it's even then, you still can't be that person. You still can't embody those qualities and those things that they have, because you just can't. It's crazy, but jealousy will really drive you to do really, really crazy things. So I really feel like people need to learn to sit with those uncomfortable emotions. Get comfortable with sitting with uncomfortable emotions. Get comfortable with identifying them, addressing them, and then shifting them. Don't just let them linger, because they can lead you to do some things you really don't want to do. I want to be completely transparent. And don't think. I wanted to speak about this from two different perspectives, because it's some people who think that because they are the nicest people in the world and they don't go out doing harm to anybody and they don't wish anybody any bad and they don't have any bad intentions, that no one will be jealous of them. But that's not the case. That's just not the case. And I remember I be listening to people talk and I just be taking what they saying as lessons. But I remember somebody saying that they didn't understand why they were dealing with someone who was jealous of them, because they didn't think that they even embodied the qualities or had the things that someone can be jealous of. But like I said, if you are a person who you just have this light about you, you just have this great personality and people just are drawn to you just for simply existing, someone will be jealous of that. Someone will hate that because they can't get the same thing. They can't just walk into a room and the mood change for the better. They can't just enter into somewhere and brighten up the whole room and catch, glances from people and get compliments and things like that. And not only just about compliments for their looks, but just who they are, their intellect, their intelligence, their talents and things like that. There's people out there who have yet to experience those things, and they feel like they will never experience those things. It's almost like they've accepted that they will never be the best version of themselves. So when they see somebody else who has become the best version of themselves, they feel the need to water them down, humble them, bring them back down to earth, or lower the spiritual people say lower their vibration. But they feel the need to bring them back down to that level because they feel some type of way. They feel like they're better than them. So that's where the jealousy comes from. And it's like, the fact of the matter is, nobody is better than anybody. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody is better than anybody. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care where you live, how many houses you own, how many cars you have. Nobody is better than anybody, because at the very end of the day, we enter this world the same way and we're going to leave the same way, dead. And when we die, all that stuff that made us so cool and so much better than everybody, we can't take that with us. You can't take no money with you. You can't take that big ass house with you, or that jewelry, or those cars, or that man that you fought so hard for, or that woman that you fought so hard for. You can't take those things with you. And that's another reason why I feel like a lot of people deal with jealousy, because a lot of their self-worth and a lot of their identity is wrapped up in things that can be taken from them within a blink of an eye. It's like you are the only thing that you have to offer is your looks. You are not that intelligent. You have no hobbies, you have no skills. You literally are just good looking, and that's it. What do you think is going to happen when somebody walks in the room and they are prettier than you or more handsome than you? You're going to feel your identity is very fragile, so you're going to fall apart, because the only thing that made up who you are is now being tested, and it's now being threatened. And that's where jealousy comes from as well. And it's like people need to learn that the things that can be taken from you like that does not need to set the foundation for the person that you are. Because if it is, that's a very rocky foundation. And anybody can come in and shake the house up and the house is going to be gone. You know what? But anyways, that's where I also notice a lot of jealousy comes from. A lot of people base their worth, their self-worth, and who they are. They base those things on things that can be here today and gone tomorrow. I know y'all seen that viral video. If y'all know about the Pop the Balloon Challenge, where basically grown people line up with balloons, and then somebody walks in and they either pop the balloon if they're interested or not, you know, whatever. This guy just recently went viral because a girl popped the balloon on him. She was explaining why, and he was like, you know how much this necklace cost? It was $30,000. That's a house. Okay, like a house, like a whole house, or was that the down payment? Maybe I'm assuming he was thinking down payment, but regardless, he kept saying things like, you know how much this costs? If you ever been on a private jet, you know how much money I got, blah blah blah. And it's like, that doesn't matter. And you can be broke tomorrow, and then once you go broke tomorrow, then what do you have to offer? You have no personality. You have no you lack intellect. You have no intelligence. You have no skills. You bring nothing to the table but money. Right? And while we do live in a society where it seems like money rules the world, that's not everybody's MO. Everybody is not here for money. Some people want genuine connection, but a lot of people feel like they are not good enough for genuine connection. So they feel like they have to go do all that they can to be the richest person in the room, the prettiest person in the room, the funniest person in the room, because they don't think that who they are in totality is good enough to gain the things that they want, to get them to where they want to be. So that's a lot of the times why I feel like a lot of people feel jealous, because they get so wrapped up in unnecessary things, and then somebody else pops up and now they feel threatened by them, and now it's a problem. So yeah, I wanted to speak on jealousy because I feel like I don't want it to be a normalized thing, but I also don't want people to run from it, because when you run from it, then you do things like project onto people because you're completely unaware of the fact that you're just jealous of them. So I feel like people need to do a lot of, not people, but I feel like it's important to be able to check yourself when it comes to things like that, and be able to like bring yourself back into the now, or just really just ask yourself like, okay, why are you feeling this way? Why are you saying this thing about this person? Why are you thinking this about this person? What does that say about you? X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth. So I know for me, like for the example I used when I was feeling a bit jealous of one of the creators that I watched on YouTube years ago, I started asking myself, okay, what are some of the qualities that I really admire about this person that I would like to, work on for myself? Do I have those qualities already? And if not, what can I do to gain them? This girl is very well spoken. She's very she seems very intelligent. She's very articulate. She's very hardworking, clearly. And she's very creative. So I'm like, okay, what is it that, do I have any of those qualities? And if not, how can I go about, getting those qualities? And if I do have some of those qualities, how can I stop neglecting those parts of me? So yeah, I'm creative. How do I tap into my creativity so that I can be more confident in my own creation, so that when I meet someone else who is just as creative or more creative, I don't feel threatened. Yes, she's hard working. Do I work hard? Hell yes. Okay, I could work harder. You're right, I can work harder. But I feel like when it comes to my work ethic and my ambition, I have that. But like I said, if you don't feel like you work hard enough, that's something you can work on. Okay, maybe I can start scheduling more things so I can, tackle more things at a time, check off more tasks on my list, so I don't feel like I'm not selling myself short, or I'm not really neglecting my goals or my tasks for the day, or neglecting myself. How can I work on being more articulate? Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I was a person who struggled with speaking in the past. I never really was like, or let me just say from my perspective. Now, I don't know if anybody else's perspective who's like spoken to me thinks that I struggle with speaking, but I've had in the past this insecurity about my speaking. So now that I'm older, And I made it my mission to, you know, read out loud. I do my voice memos and I go back and listen to myself. I speak more in person, you know, at work and with my friends and things like that. I'm making myself more comfortable with hearing my voice and more comfortable with speaking so that I can feel more confident in my speech. And if I feel like I'm not as articulate as I would like to be, then I would just, you know, read certain books, do my research, and listen to certain speakers, and just certain people who I admire. I know one of my favorite people to listen to is Keke Palmer. I love her voice. I just love the way she speaks. I think she's very, very intelligent and very articulate. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to the things that I see in someone else that I may feel like I lack, it's like, okay, I can also have that quality. So how can I look within myself and, you know, take the steps that I need to take so that I don't feel as insecure about that thing in the future. And then all you can do is just work on that thing, you know, strengthen it, build that confidence, and before you know it, here we are. Yeah, that was my whole 2 cents on jealousy and just jealousy in general. I'll see about tapping more into like the other uncomfortable emotions and how it's important to be vulnerable and unlock those. But I really wanted to really focus more on jealousy in general because I feel, girl, listen, one thing about a jealous person, they will do all they can to ruin or sabotage the person that they are jealous of. And the last thing you want to be is that person. Like, you don't want to be the person who is so jealous of someone that you spend every day that you are awake plotting on how you're going to take this person down, and they don't even think about you, don't even know you exist. How about it? So, yeah, but, yeah, that's really all I have for this video. I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave your comments down below. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.